Today, I'm on Mackinac Island in Michigan, interviewing people about the trolley problem. Basically, there's a trolley, and actually, I'm gonna let Sheedy from The Good Place explain this one.
You are driving a trolley when the brakes fail, and on the track ahead of you are 5 workmen that you will run over. Now, you can steer to another track, but on that track is 1 person you would kill instead of the 5. What do you do?
Wait, pulling the lever, it means I'm saving the 1 person or the 5 people?
It means you're saving the 5 people.
Okay, yeah, I would probably save the 5 people.
What's the downside of hitting the 1 person? I mean, is like the 1 person super old? Are they like, did they live their like best life?
Do we know anything about the people? Like, is one of them an ex-boyfriend? Or that snooty girl from Rite Aid who was always silently judging my purchases?
Well, you don't know any details about the people, but
It's just a number.
it's just a number.
So if it's just a number, you got to go with the 1 person, right?
I'd rather be responsible for 1 death over 5 deaths.
So in this next one, we have 2 tracks. We have a human and we have a dog. So you can either kill the human or the dog. Which would you choose?
Oh man, that's a tough one.
The dog.
Yeah, and why is that?
It hurts to say that because I'm a dog lover, but that human has a meaningful life. I'm not saying dogs don't have meaningful lives, but dogs are like losing a life. Like, that person has a family, the person has a job, might have kids.
I think I have to go with the human. I think I have to kill the human. I got to save the dog. And my wife is off camera and she's very embarrassed for me.
No, I love that. Yeah, dogs are sweet. They're beautiful animals, and I appreciate that you respect them. So in the next one, we've got a dog and a pig. Which one would you kill?
Probably the pig.
I think I have to go with the dog this time.
You're gonna kill the dog?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I know a lot about pigs, and they're like very capable of they're as like intelligent as dogs are. And they've gotten the short shrift, right? So like we're eating them all the time. Mm-hmm. So maybe it's time for the dog to take one for the team.
People eat pigs. They use it for food, and people need food to survive. People don't really eat dogs. So
not in the U.S.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any like morally relevant difference between a dog and a pig? Like pigs are actually smarter than dogs. Did you know that?
I pretty sure I did. Yeah, I'm not too good with animals though, but I think I did know that one.
So let's have a different experiment. So instead of the trolley, we're gonna have a gas chamber, and you can there's still the pig, and you have 2 options. You can do nothing, or you can choose to put the pig into the gas chamber, and if you do that, you get bacon. What do you choose?
Oh, you do nothing.
You do nothing.
Oh yeah, I'm a vegetarian.
Oh, you're vegetarian?
So that's an easy that's an easy one.
Probably let the pig live because I can get bacon at the grocery store and I don't have to make that pig suffer, and I can just I wouldn't be responsible for that. Like, if I could get bacon without having the responsibility of being the one who killed it, then I would be much happier eating bacon.
We started out for health reasons, and then it's kind of developed into, if I wasn't comfortable harvesting that thing, why should I expect somebody else to do it for me? I still fish, and I'm okay cleaning fish, but I'm not going to go out in the backyard and kill a cow.
Do you think that when you buy it at the grocery store, does that pig suffer?
Well, yeah, it did. When it did die, and it sucks that happened, but it's just part of our life and how it works.
Just the way things are?
Yeah.
Babe, you wait here.
Aren't pigs allowed?
Not live ones. Sorry, dear. Only dogs and cats inside the house.
Why?
That's just the way things are.
Do you think that that's a good way to look at the world?
Can you elaborate?
Say men, when they had dominance over women, and women were trying to get rights and whatever, and men would say, well, that's just the way things are. Women are subservient to men. And with that kind of way of thinking, we never really make moral progress in the world. Does that make sense?
Yeah. With that specific scenario, I very much disagree that that's the way things are. But with humans and animals, I feel like how it is with humans and animals, and humans prioritize themselves. So that's just how it is. Humans are more important than animals.
The way I think about it sort of is that fish are so small, right? So killing a fish is killing an entire individual, whereas eating a cow, you could get probably 500 meals out of that cow.
Right.
Do you ever think about that?
I've never thought about it that way. I just don't think about it in terms of fish, right? And maybe that's probably a bad idea, but fish are tasty.
They are tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe
So are other animals.
Yeah. So I think maybe like not eating 90% of the animals. I'm going to start there.
I want to take you back to the trolley experiment. So here we've got 3 tracks, right? So one track you can kill a human, on the second track you can kill an animal, and on the third track you can kill neither. Which would you choose?
Neither.
So neither is preferable to killing animals and killing humans.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to kill animals.
Yeah.
It's not something I do. I don't partake in any sort of killing. Like, I don't hunt. I don't do any of that because I would not willingly kill something. But if I was put in these certain situations, then yeah, I would have to make those decisions. But if I was given the choice of neither, I would do that.
You know, we talk about like pigs' sentience and how they're intelligent. Do you think fish are intelligent as well? Do they have sentience?
So there's like a debate, right? Whether that's that age-old debate of whether like fish feel pain or not. And I've heard both sides, right? Like fish feel pain, fish don't feel pain. Fish feel pain, fish don't feel pain. I don't know, right?
Yeah.
They're definitely more on the spectrum of like chickens as opposed to pigs, right? In terms of intelligence and sentience.
Like a lower intelligence than pigs.
I think so.
So fish, it's actually interesting. There's a lot of kind of more recent research because like you said, people didn't always know that fish felt pain and whatnot. But people have been studying them, you know, for decades now. And one of the fish experts of the world who's been studying fish for 25 years says that we should think about fish in the same ways that we think about pigs and cows.
Interesting.
Yeah, because they do have the capacity to suffer and feel pain. So we've established that killing humans is bad, killing animals is bad, killing neither is generally the preferable option, right? And you said, you know, you don't kill, you don't want to hunt or anything like that. And I think that's great. You know, it shows that you do respect animals, even though you value humans higher, which I think most people do. I mean, even animal rights activists aren't saying that we should value humans and animals as equal. What we're saying is that animals should have rights that supersede kind of the desires of humans, right?
Yes.
So when you go to the grocery store and you choose to buy meat or cheese or eggs, do you think that you're responsible for that animal's death?
I would not believe so because I didn't kill it, but it's definitely not good to be eating just those things because you would be supporting more death of animals. But I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to eat meat. Like, I'm not a vegetarian. I enjoy good steak once in a while, but I don't think it's a bad thing to be eating meat or cheese or eggs or anything that comes from animals, but it's definitely good to not eat it all the time.
Do you know much about the dairy and egg industries, like what those look like for the animals?
Not good, I'm sure. Yeah. Oat milk is my primary primary choice of milk. I could not go vegan. I love the cheese and eggs too much. You have to, I think that you have to, for most of us, you have to pick your battles, right? You have to decide what you're going to do that's going to cause the least amount of harm.
So we kind of have a bit of a contradiction here because on one hand, you're saying that it's fine to eat meat, there's no problem. And on the other hand, you're saying it's bad to kill animals. But those two ideas contradict each other. So which do you think you believe more, that it's bad to harm animals when they don't need to be harmed, or that eating meat is okay?
Well, I don't think it's bad to kill animals if you're using it to survive. Like, if you're in a very tough situation where you need to survive,
Yeah.
that's definitely a situation where you would need to kill an animal and you would need to eat it. But like harming animals, like animal abuse and stuff like that, and just any sort of harming animals for not a use like that, I don't believe in.
So you don't believe in like unnecessary animal abuse? Sure. So then that brings the question is, do we need to eat any meat to survive and thrive?
Probably yes. But again, it doesn't have to be your whole diet. I feel like to get the certain amount, like, nutrition from a meal, you're gonna need variety, and you can't, in my opinion, you can't just eat non-animal products. Like, you're gonna have to have some of that in there.
So you're saying that you do need to eat some animals to survive and thrive?
Mm-hmm.
Is that based on like scientific knowledge or just kind of your opinion?
My opinion.
But then you also have to ask, like, is it harder for you to give up cheese, or is it harder for a cow to be forcibly impregnated and have her baby taken away and then be slaughtered like they do in the dairy industry?
Probably the latter. But again, I think there's that disconnect. I think
There is
people,
definitely a disconnect.
I think people disconnect, right?
Yeah.
Especially when they like go to the supermarket and they see that their meat is wrapped in plastic, right? So I don't think that you're even making the assumption that they're even slaughtering an animal to collect that meat.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that dairy cows are slaughtered. Did you know that?
No, I did.
Okay.
I definitely knew that, right? But I don't think people see that jug of milk, right? And I don't think they think of a cow.
I don't want to be like, oh, your opinion's wrong, but it does go against all of the scientific consensus. You know, it's shown that we don't need to eat any animal products to survive and thrive, and in fact may even provide health benefits. You can get all the nutrition you need without eating any animals. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Yeah. So does that change any of the way you think about it?
I guess the way I think about it, it would change it a little bit. I don't know if I'd be changing my diet anytime soon, but it's definitely cool to think about.
I think it's a very uphill battle, especially in this country.
It's a fight for sure, but it's a fight worth taking. You know, like women's rights 100 years ago, people would have said, oh, there's no point. You know, you shouldn't even bother fighting. Gay rights, same thing.
Right.
And I understand where people are coming from because it does seem like an impossibility. But the thing about social change is that it's hard for us to really imagine a different culture than the one we live in. But if we look at now compared to 30 years ago with gay rights, it's a completely different landscape. It's almost like there was no change, and then all of a sudden there was like this exponential shift. And I could see the same thing happening with animal rights, especially as this technology gets better and better, as the vegan cheese gets better and better. When you talk about animal abuse, I just want to make it clear that every animal product you buy, whether it's cheese, whether it's meat, whether it's dairy, that animal has been abused. And over 99% of animal products sold in the U.S. do come from these industrial factory farms. So you'll see on the label they have like happy pigs and happy cows and whatnot. Unfortunately, that's not the reality of the situation, and it's a hard pill to swallow. And I know a lot of people don't talk about it, but you know, if you're going to be an ethical human in the world, I think that it's important to grapple with this topic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said you probably don't see yourself like going vegan or anything in the future. No. But would you be willing to learn more about the meat industry, more about what happens?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's kind of go back. Like, do you think that animals should have the right to live their life without unnecessary harm caused by humans, like ideally?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Awesome. Great. And yeah, I'll give you some more resources and you can kind of look into to see if the industry is violating your ideals of what you think should happen to animals, because that was the case for me. And I know you're really young and you probably have parents that tell you that you have to do this stuff, but I just want to make it clear that you don't. It's your life. You can live as ethically as you want, and you don't have to do something just because everyone around you is doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have any questions for me?
I don't.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciated it.
If you enjoyed this and want to help me do activism full-time while getting exclusive content, join my Patreon today. Special thanks to my morally superior patrons, Amy and Andy.